Hi everyone, shall we start? Okay, so we were talking about the financial institutions that we classify in 4 ways, right? එහෙනම් ඒකේ අපි classification දෙකක් fully කතා කරලා ඉවරයි. The banking sector. Consists of Central Bank of Sri Lanka, licensed commercial bank, licensed specialized bank. Then came to the other deposit taking institutions, right? Under that, licensed financial companies, cooperative, rural banks, and then today we'll be starting the Sanasa societies, which is in English we say thrift and credit cooperative societies. Thrift and credit cooperative, even if you say Sanasa societies like this, that is also fine. That is how it's mentioned in our syllabus as well. Right, then we'll be moving to the third category, special financial institutions, such as leasing companies, stockbrokers, primary dealers, venture capitals. The list of things comes under this category. And finally, the contractual savings institutions. So now going forward, the flow of this lesson is we have to discuss one by one, but not in much detail, just an introduction plus a couple of examples and the services and activities, so what they do, right? So basically what they do. Right, so we talk about licensed financial companies. There are like 40 plus financial companies in Sri Lanka. They need to take a license. That's what it says, licensed financial companies. And then we talk about cooperative rural banks. Even though it's consists of the name bank, it doesn't come under the banking sector. Another important point. Yes, so let's start with this one, Sanasa societies. So I'll be moving to the tube. Can you please come to page number 45? And I believe we completed cooperative rural banks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just let me know. I believe today we need to start with this point. Can I get a response from you through the chat? Yes, no? Yes, can you please double check and let me know? Okay, yes, right, thank you. Right, ඔයාලට මතකද අපි නේද එකින් එක අපි මේ organizations වල websites වලට පවා ගිහලා අපි බලුවා මොන වගේ දේවල්ද මේගොල්ලෝ මෙතනින් mean කරන්නේ කියලා. Got it, right. මොනවාද මේ Sanasa societies? නැත්නම් thrift and credit transaction cooperative society. So this is a special type of institution registered with the cooperative commissioner. So what do you mean by the cooperative commissioner? I think, the lesson number 4 is yet to be discussed. There are a type of business organization called cooperative societies, right? Now for the cooperative societies, the main organization, the main body which monitor the activities of these is the cooperative development department. For that, they have the head of the cooperative development department, who is the cooperative commissioner, right? So he makes sure the fact that all cooperative societies, they act in order to provide loan facilities to only to members. That is one of important point. You cannot just obtain a loan facility unless otherwise you are a member of that society. So once you are a member, you have to pay a membership fee, you have to attend for some regular meetings. So you have to keep maintaining your membership, right? But for the deposit, that doesn't matter, right? They will be, accepting the deposit from the members as well as non-members as well. Now, what's the difference? If you think about the cooperative rural banks, here, yes, so it will provide loans to members and also accept time and fixed deposit from members as well as non-members. Got it? Now, when you come to this part, they only provide for the members. You have to get basically the membership. Got it? And utilizing the deposits obtained as savings and the membership shares while aiming having its objectives, the encouragement of savings and the provision of loans to members. So in order to obtain a loan, guys, you need to make sure that you are a member of the societies, right? Well, so let's quickly move to the activities of Sanasa societies, right? So basically they are, giving good sort of financial benefits to members, especially for the small and medium enterprises. Because the reason is why there are some businesses, they are not in such a situation for them to obtain a loan from a bank. Some podi businesses තියෙනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට bank එකකින් loan එකක් ගන්න බෑ. So maybe they don't have a bank statement, they have not maintained a bank account. So like some proper reasons are there. So then, right, for them to give you a kind of a good financial benefit, you can see those set of organization. Right, so basically it starts with the name of that particular area. So Nelum Kulumna or Aptanagalo, I don't know. So whatever, if you can write your area's name, that will be fine. So that's Sanasa society. So the activities, as you can see, operating marketing centers to market the production of the members, because these members will be engaged in a different part of the economy. So basically they will be producing goods and services. So it will be a center of marketing. And the marketing of the equipment in the field of activity of the society as a concessionary prices. Now, for example, if it is a fisheries society, all the fishing gears or maybe some fishing equipments, boats, right? For a concessionary price, they can purchase. Because why? The purpose is to enhance the living standard of the members, to give some sort of support for their businesses. And also accepting deposits and providing loans to members, because when you are a businessman, you will be earning income. So part of that will be saving. And also for your expansion of the business, you will need to have some loan facilities as well. So you think of applying from the society rather than going to a bank. Good guys, so shall we just complete along with the examples? You can write some examples as well there. And right after, I have kept you some spaces so which you can complete the activities. And also let's go and visit one of the website as well. Right, yes, I'll give another 1 minute and let's move to the Sanasa website and see more information there. So please make sure it's only for the members. So that's what you see the difference between a cooperative rural bank and a Sanasa society. And mainly it is governed by the cooperative commissioner under the Cooperatives Act. So not much involvement with the central bank, because why? If you think their assets as well, it's a very less amount, right? So the percentage. Right, yes, so I hope you're done with writing. Now let's move to the Sanasa website, as you can see here. So they are in the primary sector, or else I would say the microfinancing facilities, right? So as you can see, it's the Federation of the Thrift and Credit Cooperative Societies in Sri Lanka. It's the umbrella organization or the apex body for the over 8,000 primary societies. So there are 8,000, there are 8,000 societies in Sri Lanka. 8,000 Sanasa societies, right? Correct. So we can see the history growth, international ties, activities, right? Here you can see the Department of Cooperative Development. Subsequent to the decentralization of these activities, the role of Department of Cooperative Development, which is under central government, was to coordinate the provincial departments and the activities of the central governments. Likewise, you can see this movement, right? And if you see the members, right, so the map is there. So it will give you an idea about the societies located throughout the country. As you can see here, if we think about the Colombo area, now for example, this is Gampaha district, Sanasa, right? Kalagedi Sanasa Society, Polgahavela Sanasa, Tumkorla Sanasa Union. So as you can see, right, island by the number of societies. Correct. Well, so with that, moving to our next institute, which is specialized leasing companies. Specialized leasing companies. Right. Now let me discuss you this fact. So now with that, we are done with the first two categories. Yes. And the first one comes under the special financial institution, is the specialized leasing companies. Specialized leasing companies. Now my question, leasing එකක් ගන්න අපිට specialized leasing company එකකටම යන්න අවශ්‍යයිද? Do you really go to, you know, is the case now? If you want to obtain a leasing, is that necessary for you to go to a specialized leasing company, or there are other options? Can I have an answer for that question, please? Is that a requirement to go to a specialized leasing company, or do you have other options to obtain a leasing? What do you think? Can I have an answer for that, please? I'm waiting till you send an answer. No idea. Now, how can you say no idea? We have discussed those areas. What about you, Sanuti, Manuti? I need an answer. Masala prashna kahane leasing එකක් ගන්න specialized leasing company එකකටම යන්න අවශ්‍යයිද කියන ප්‍රශ්නය මම අහන්නේ. So we have a signal problem and we couldn't follow you. Alright, so make sure watch the recording. හරිනේ අහන්න. Amila, right? Then balanna, the services provided by licensed commercial banks, the leasing facility. So if you want to obtain a leasing facility, you can go to licensed commercial bank. Even the licensed specialized bank is providing you that service. Even the licensed financial company. So there are three options. Right? If you want to obtain a leasing facility, you can go to one of licensed commercial banks. You can go to licensed specialized bank and also the licensed financial companies. Apart from that, these are like the dedicated leasing companies. Their only function is to provide leasing facilities. But if you think about the rest of the institute, right, it's a part of their services to provide leasing facilities. So there you get a plenty of options. So remember the fact that they do not have any authority to accept deposits from the general public. Because why? They can only collect you the installments or the leasing installment. Apart from that, they do not have any right to accept deposits from the general public, because why? They come to the category of special financial institutions, right? Only the banking sector and only the other deposit taking institute can accept deposit from the public. Right? Those are like fully dedicated for you to provide the leasing facilities. So I hope it's clear with you. And let's move to that specialized leasing companies. And also, if you think if you move to the CBSL website, also it's mentioned there the listed leasing companies. These are the companies registered with the central bank. Yes, so you need to register, which means now if you want to obtain a leasing facility for one of the specialized leasing company, first you have to check whether they are a registered leasing company. Because why? If the CBSL providing, if you came across any situation that you need legal assistance, so obviously that has to be a registered institute. Otherwise, you won't be able to get any legal assistance, because why? You have got the service from one of these companies, right? So that you can see. These are the companies registered with the central bank, especially for the leasing activities. Provision of finance facilities as per the request of the businessman to enable the leasing of the machineries and other assets required for their use is the main business activity of these finance companies. Yes, now, why you have to go for a leasing facility? Because you don't have the capacity to invest for an asset and just to purchase that from paying, right? Now, if you think about that, you need couple of delivery vehicles, you need couple of machineries. For example, you need the distribution lorry, which will cost 10 million. So, which means you can go for a leasing facility by paying a down payment, maybe like 1 million. So, for the rest of the amount, you can go for a leasing facility, right? So, that's the benefit, because a business, they don't have to invest at a single time. So that will provide you a good advantage. Otherwise, that will be a huge cash outflow from the business. But as you earn income, you can just settle your installments. So, and also at the same time, you are using your own assets as well. The main income of these companies is the rent collected through leasing. So please highlight the fact that main income of these companies is the rent collected through leasing. There are 4 categories of institutions that are eligible to register as registered finance leasing establishments. Yes, registered finance leasing establishment. The 4 categories. What are the 4 categories? In a leasing එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් මෙන්න number 1, please underline. License commercial bank facility ගන්න පුළුවන් මෙන්න number 1. Number 2, license specialized bank එකට යන්න පුළුවන් number 2. Number 3, license financial company එකට යන්න පුළුවන්. Finally, you can go to a specialized leasing company. පැහැදිලිද කතාව එහෙනම්? මේ හතරටම තන්නමක් කියනවා registered finance leasing establishments කියලා. ඔන්න question එකක් අහන්න පුළුවන් exam එකේදී. Please write the 4 registered finance leasing establishments. එතන උඩබිම බලන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. Leasing එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් තැන් 4 ගැන තමයි මේ අහන්නේ. දැන් බලනවා ගිහිලා license commercial banks වල services වලට ගිහිලා එතන පැහැදිලිව තියෙනවා providing leasing facilities as they are one of their services. Go to the licensed specialized bank lesson. It should be there. Licensed finance companies. It is one of a service they do provide. Got it? Right. Then අනිත් important point එක SLC මොනවද SLC කියන්නේ? Specialized leasing companies are not permitted to accept money from public as deposits. Deposits ගන්න බෑ, but they can only collect the rent, which is the leasing installment. Other than that, කවුරු හරි කිව්වා මෙන්න මේ 1 lakh තියෙනවා මට මේක ඩිපොසිට් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා එහෙම සල්ලි ගන්න බෑ. පැහැදිලිද කතාව? හරි. However, they may borrow money by issuing debt instruments such as promissory notes, commercial paper and debentures. Yes. Now, for them to obtain money, they can issue one of the investment options, but they cannot accept deposits from the general public. Right. So then you can visit CBSL website and see what are the registered leasing companies. So how you can do this? You can go to the financial system. Probably you have to go to the non-bank sector. Here, non-bank and leasing sector. Here you can see license. Here specialized leasing companies. අපි බලමු මොනවද ඒක කියන්නේ කියලා. In terms of Finance Act number 56 of 2000, a certificate of registration issued by the director of SNBF is necessary to conduct finance leasing business having prescribed amount of capital. So you need to make sure you get this registration issued by the central bank. Here there are 4 establishments, like I say, the places where you can obtain leasing facilities. Okay. Now can we check the list of Sri Lanka's registered leasing establishments? So for the moment, they are like, yes, 4. Sorry, not 4. Here they have like plenty of options, right? Yes, you can see the registered specialized leasing companies as per central bank. There are only 3 specialized leasing companies. තුනක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මොකද මේ තුනේම job එක leasing දෙන එක විතරයි. හැබැයි මෙතන මේ list එක ගත්තොත් ඒගොල්ලෝ financial company එකක් හැබැයි leasing facilities උත් දෙනවා. එහෙම බැලුවොත් ඔයාලට තියෙන ඔක්කොම institution 36 plus 3 39 39 plus this 4 43. So 43 plus 12 like 55. And the other options 55ක් විතර තියෙනවා leasing එකක් ගන්න ලංකාවේ ආයතන 55ක් විතර තියෙනවා. ආයතනින් මේ තියෙන්නේ specialized වෙච්ච. ඒතර මේවා එකම job එක මොනවාද? leasings දෙන එක. හරි. බලන්න ඒක ඔයාලට පුළුවන් example දාගන්න. ඒකේ guys you need to do one thing. ඔය people's leasing එක කියන එක පොඩ්ඩක් අයින් කරගන්න. මොකද මම හිතන්නේ ඒක convert වෙලා තියෙනවා licensed financial company එකකට. අපි බලුවොත් people's leasing yes දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ people's leasing and finance කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒතර leasing විතරක් නෙමෙයි. It's a now it has been converted to a licensed financial company. So what we have to do is ඔයගේ තියෙනවානේ ටියුට් එකේ 4ක් දීලා examples. ඔයා බලුවොත් central bank website එකේ තියෙන examples 3යිනේ. නේද? asset line තියෙනවා, cooperative leasing තියෙනවා, SMB leasing තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා people's leasing එක අයින් කරගන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් එතන ඔයාට පුළුවන් මෙහෙම ලියා ගන්න it has been converted ඒක එහෙම තනීරෙන් කපලා within bracket it has been converted as a licensed financial company. ඒ කියන්නේ specialized leasing company කියන category එකකින් ඒගොල්ලෝ මාරු වෙලා තියෙනවා licensed financial company කියන category එකට. So please write within brackets it has been converted to a licensed financial company, because if you check the licensed financial company list, the name could be fine, right? Got it. Right, guys. So shall we move to the next part? So what sort of activities or what sort of services they do provide? So please write guys activities slash the benefits gained by a businessman. එහෙම දෙකම කිව්වත් එකයි. Activities කිව්වත් හරි benefits කිව්වත් හරි ඒ නිසා ඒකත් දාගන්න benefits gained by a businessman කියලා slash එකක් දාලා හරි මොනවාද එහෙනම් the ability to use high valued assets without paying the full value upfront. නේද හිතන්න එනවා vehicle එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ ඔයාගේ business එකට නේද හිතන්න distribution lorry එකක් කියලා like I explained 20 million එහෙනම් leasing facility එක නැත්තම් ඔයාලට 20 million එකපාර ගෙවන්න වෙනවානේ. හැබැයි දැන් මොකද කරන්න පුළුවන්? Maybe just pay 5 million as a down payment. The rest you can go for a leasing facility. So that is the meaning of the ability to use high valued assets without paying the full value upfront. Full value upfront කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ 20 million ම ගෙවන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. නේද? පොඩි amount එකක් ගෙවලා ඉතුරු එක ආට monthly ගෙවන්න පුළුවන්. The lease rent paid is respect of a lease being free from income tax. Leasing given එක free from income tax. Being able to overcome any losses and capital losses result through obsolescence of the machinery and other assets. I can machine එකක් මොනාරි obsolescence කිව්වොත් ඒක outdate උනත් ඔයාලට පුළුවන් ඒකේ losses recover කරගන්න. And also the ability of earning a higher returns without making a large investment. So even though you haven't invested 20 million, you are getting the benefits of this distribution vehicle. So that's a good thing. So that is the meaning of the ability of earning higher returns without making large investments. Right, guys, I'll give like a couple of minutes to write this. Now let's go and visit one of website. Asset line leasing, cooperative leasing, or SNB leasing, because we have 3 dedicated leasing companies. So guys, I hope you are done with writing. So let's move to this part. So let's see what sort of information they do provide. So I would rather go to this assetline.lk. So let's see what sort of information which we can just highlight. Yes, so asset line leasing. So this is a dedicated company. So if you check these products, leasing, right? So I'll provide you the leasing facilities, including motor cars, 3-wheelers, motorbikes, distribution lorries, right? So all stuff. Yes. Right. So that's about it when you come to leasing companies. And let's move to the next topic. Primary dealers. Primary dealers ලා ගැන අපි මීට කලින් කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. Right? මොන lesson එකේද අපි කතා කරේ? Primary dealers. Right. අමිල මට කියන්න බලන්න primary dealers ලා ගැන අපි කතා කරේ මොන පාඩමේද? කවුද primary dealers ලා කියන්නේ? So we have already discussed this part. Primary dealers. කවුද primary dealers ලා කියන්නේ? Central bank, they issue, when they issue government securities at the very first time. හරි මේ තියෙන central bank එක. And the central bank එක පළවෙනි වතාවට. So when they issue government securities, which is treasury bills and treasury, but the very first time they issue to the primary dealers, because we as the investors cannot directly purchase from the central bank. So you have to go through primary dealers. So central bank, the very first time they issue the government securities to those primary dealers. That is why we say the market between the central bank and primary dealers is the primary market. මේක අපි lesson number 3 එකේ කතා කරා primary market. The market between CBSL and the primary dealers අපි එකට කියනවා primary market කියලා. Primary market. Primary market. Right? ඊට පස්සේ මතක ගන්න අපි secondary market එක මෙතනින් තමයි investors ලට ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර අපිට යන්න ඕනේ primary dealer කෙනෙක් ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා තමයි so we can purchase government securities මොනවාද treasury bills and bonds. The market between the primary dealers and the investors ඒක අපි කිව්වා secondary market එක කියලා. Secondary market. හරි. එහෙනම් primary dealers ලා කියන්නේ the set of group of people who operate in the primary market where the CBS sell the very first time they sell their treasury bills and treasury bonds. Now when you come to primary dealers also there are two types of primary dealers. What are the two types of primary dealers? එකක් තමයි අපි කියනවා dedicated primary dealers. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ එකම job එක primary dealer කරන වැඩේ. මේ වැඩේ විතරයි නේද? අපි කියනවා dedicated. Dedicated primary dealers. එතන මේ businesses වල එකම දේ මේ primary dealer business එක කරන එක. The second category is most of the licensed commercial banks they do have a separate unit called the primary dealer unit. For example, BOC primary dealer unit, HNB primary dealer unit, commercial bank primary dealer unit. So which means if you want to obtain to one of these services, you want to purchase government securities, you can go to licensed commercial banks, so they do have a primary dealer unit, or else you can go to a dedicated primary dealer. So just like that in the leasing facility. අනිත් එක තමයි primary dealer unit. Primary dealer unit of Unity licensed commercial banks. Example, BOC, primary dealer unit, right? HNB as a primary dealer unit. So likewise, most of the licensed commercial banks. සාමාන්‍ය හැම licensed commercial bank එක වගේම ඒකත් ඒකලඟ බලනවා ගිහිල්ලා licensed commercial banks වල services වලත් අපි මේක mention කරා providing a primary dealer facilities. පැහැදිලිද එහෙනම්? එහෙනම් primary dealer කියලා කියන්නේ the market where the government securities are marketed for the very first time, so they do purchase. So two types, dedicated and the primary dealer unit in licensed commercial banks. Guys, if you want to have this one, I'll give you like 2 minutes. The short note short notebook you can take this, especially the primary market and the secondary market. So here's the investors. I guess I'll give like another 1 minute, so then we can move to the tutor. So please come to page number 46. Right, so let's move to the note. The market where the government securities are marketed for the first time earning money is the primary market. The firms that have been granted permission by the CBSL of Sri Lanka to participate in the primary market are known as the primary dealers. So the set of companies, the set of firms who have the access to the primary market is known as the primary dealers. The main responsibility of primary dealer is to participate in the primary auctions and secondary market dealing with securities. So they will be purchasing from the primary market and they'll be selling the second market. Now it's like this. ඒක නිකන් හරියට අර කොළඹ මැනින් මාකට් එකට ගිහිල්ලා එළවලු අරගෙන නේද? නගරේ ගමේ තියෙන වෙනත් එළවලු කඩවලට බෙදනවා වගේ වැඩක්. You go to the CBSL, you purchase in high volume and you try to resell in the secondary market. And then it says there are two categories of who are eligible for this authorized primary dealers. Guys, can we write these two categories, please? Dedicated primary dealers, number one, and number two, primary dealer unit in licensed commercial bank. හරි දැන් අපි බලමු අපිට පුළුවන් CBSL website එකට ගිහිල්ලා list of primary dealers ලා බලන්න. මම හිතන්නේ මම ඒක දාලා තියෙනවා tute එකෙත්. So we'll go there. So what you have to do is, so you can go to the central bank website and then you can click on financial system. So once you click the financial system tab, you can see the sector. So you have to pick the primary dealer. So once you click the primary dealers, you can see the two categories, large and commercial banks and the dedicated primary dealers. So then once you click the list of authorized primary dealers, so the list will appear. So there are like 13 primary dealers you can see. Now the first one, now the Bank of Ceylon, it's not a dedicated primary dealer because it's a licensed commercial bank, so which is they have a primary dealer. But if you think the Capital Alliance Limited, it's a dedicated one. Entrust Securities, it's a dedicated one. Commercial Bank of Ceylon, so that's a primary dealer unit. First Capital, it's a dedicated primary dealer. Acuity Securities, dedicated. NSB Fund, that's also dedicated. It's not a NSB Bank, it's a separate one. People's Bank primary dealer unit, so it's not a dedicated one. Sampath Bank PSC primary dealer units, it's not a dedicated one, it's a licensed commercial bank. Ceylon Bank, so Wealth Trust is a dedicated. Pan Asia is not a dedicated, and Perpetual Treasuries, so that has been suspended their license. Correct. So that's how you can see the classification. So I'll come back to the tute. You can see here the list, right? So here, and this is a dedicated. And this is this one, right? So these are suspended ones, due to some legal actions. Those has been suspended. Well, so with that, we can move to our next one, which is share brokers and Manhattan stock brokers. Yes, guys. Now, what do you mean by stock broker companies? Yes. Yeah. So we know that in Sri Lanka we have Colombo Stock Exchange. So the companies will be listed, or the companies will be listed there to issue the shares. So for that, the companies, right, who act as a coordinator, who act as a, I would say, as a broker when it comes to the shares, right? The share selling and share purchases. Now, if you want to sell some shares, if you want to purchase some shares, the stock brokers will help you out. And also they'll be conducting some research activities. They'll help the companies to be listed there. So some sort of assistance that they'll be providing. Right. The stock broker means any individual or a body corporate engaged in the business of, please highlight, the business of buying or selling of securities on behalf of the investors in return for a commission. Now that is what a broker is doing, right? Now broker කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා ළමයි මේ land එකක් සල්ලි වලට අරගෙන විකුණන්නේ නැහැනේ broker කෙනෙක්. broker කරන්නේ buyer and seller set කරන වැඩේ. නේද? buyer ට කියන මෙන්න මේම seller කෙනෙක් කියන seller ට කියන මෙන්න මේම buyer කෙනෙක් කියන දෙන්නව set කරලා transaction එක success නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ආයාට commission එකක් ලැබෙනවා. The same thing where the share brokers or the stock brokers are doing. They do not purchase or sell, but they'll be doing this on behalf of the investor. The organization that act as a mediators of buying and selling of shares, debentures in incorporated companies is known as broker companies. And it is necessary to obtain a license from the Securities and Exchange Commission to carry on the business as a share broker. Well, so shall we write a couple of examples for share brokers? Well, now let's see so one of stockbroker company. I'll share my screen. So here, Bartlett Religia Limited is one of the investment brokers or a share broker in Sri Lanka. So once you visit their website, you can see further information, right? So for example, you go there. If you click about us, so it will show what sort of thing they do provide. So Bartlett Religia Securities. Can we guys write this as well? අපිට මේ example එකක් පුළන්ද ලියා ගන්න. ඔයාලා ලියපු example වලටම මේකත් add කරගන්න. Bartlett Religia Securities Private Limited is one of example for a stockbroker company. So this is a pioneering member of the Colombo Stock Exchange, was established in 1989 as a fully owned subsidiary of Bartlett and Company. So BRS is currently ranked among the top 5 brokerage in Sri Lanka. As a leading brokerage house, BRS provides a comprehensive range of services. Amen. One other services, it's really important. Having one of the largest depository account bases in the industry with more than 78,000 CDS accounts. Guys, the CDS account means the Central Deposit System account. Now, in order to invest in Colombo Stock Exchange, you need to have a CDS account. So these stock brokers will help you to create your CDS account. You know how to apply, how to fill the application and all. And the company caters all leading domestic institutional investors. Services can and also it says you can go to their services. Let me check that. So when you click on their services, you can see a range of services provided here: investment advisories, stock brokering, right? So they help you to create your CDS account. They'll give you some advices from which companies you need to purchase sales, at what time you need to sell, at what time you need to purchase, likewise, providing advices. Right, so let's complete that part. Activities or the services provided by stockbrokers. Yes, guys, so shall we complete that? The first one, accepting and buying, selling. Now you have to first listen. Now I'll give time to write. First listen well. එහෙනම් ඒගොල්ල මොනවද accepting buying and selling orders. මොකද broker කෙනෙක් ළඟට එන්නේ එහෙමනේ. එහෙනම් ඔයා now let's say guys, imagine that you want to purchase shares from Hemas company. ඒතර ඔයා යනවා broker ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා අහනවා Hemas company එකේ shares ටිකක් ගන්න ඕනේ මට හොයලා දෙන්න කියලා. ඒ වගේම තවත් කෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන් Hemas එකේ shares තියෙන කෙනෙක්. එයා යනවා broker ළඟට මට මේ ටික sell කරලා දෙන්න. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ළඟ contacts ඉනවා. So they will coordinate the transaction. So they will be accepting the buying orders because someone want to buy shares from a company, and there could be a person who want to sell the shares. So then they'll both accept these orders. That's the first one. Accepting and buying orders. දෙවෙනි එක opening of accounts of the Central Depository System. මේක තමයි මම කිව්වේ CDS කියලා. දැන් අර අපි කලින් කතා කරේ company එක CDS account 78,000 විතර හදලා තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක ලොකු large customer base එකක්. So for you to invest, you need to make sure you have a CDS account, Central Depository System. So then they help you to create this account. So how to, like I said, to fill the application form and the instructions will be provided. Then advising the investors about making investments in shares and debentures. Right? Got it. And assuring the highest return for the investors, because why you consult a stockbroker, one purpose is to get the advices so that you can get the best return, because they are doing the analysis, they are doing the market research and guide you through the process. එනිසා ඔයා කියලා තනියම purchase කරන වඩා ඒම advice එක අනේක that will be recommended. And assist with the listing companies. Yes, listing companies වලට share market එකේ register වෙන්න මේගොල්ලෝ help කරනවා. And assist in the public limited companies in generating of capital, which means they'll be promoting, because a lot of customers will come for their company, so they'll be saying, okay, there is a new company who has now registered, there's a lot of good potential, you can invest. So likewise, right guys, so can you please add those one activities of share brokering companies? Right, guys, I'll give you like another 1 minute. Hope you are done. I'll give another 1 minute and let me know if you're done with writing. So then we can move to the next part. Right, now let's see the things that we have completed so far. So then you will get an idea about the flow of the lesson. Right, so I'll ask you to come back to the page number 12. Sorry, page number 13. හරි බලන්න දැන් මේක අපි කොච්චරක් කතා කරාද කියලා. Yes, central bank completed. License, specialization, commercial banks done. License, specialized bank done. License, finance companies, cooperative rural banks, thrift and credit corporate societies or SANASA completed. Then we talk about specialized leasing companies. We talk about primary dealers. We talk about stockbrokers. Right, and after that, කතා කරන්න තියෙනවා unit trust, market intermediaries, venture capital companies. So which comes under the specialized financial institutions. And then the contractual part. So probably within the next session that we'll be able to complete the full lesson. Right, now let's move to our next part, which is unit trust or the unit trust management companies. Now guys, what is this concept is all about? Unit trust. Unit trust is a company who is managing an investment portfolio. මොකක්ද මේ වචනේ investment portfolio කියලා කියන්නේ? Right, now these unit trust, so these companies guys will be creating a fund. මේගොල්ලෝ මේ companies fund එකක් හදනවා. ඒක බෙදනවා units වලට. Units වලට. දැන් අපි නිකන් සරලව මෙහෙම හිතමුකෝ. if they want to create a fund of 1 million rupees, and අපි හිතමු මේක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් units 1000ට බෙදුවොත් කීයක් හම්බ වෙනවද? නේද? එහෙනම් එක unit එකක් රුපියල් 10යි නම් රුපියල් 1000 rupees ඔයාලට පුළුවන් units 1000ක් මේකෙන් හදන්න. So the fund value is 1 million. So likewise, they will be creating fund and they'll be make a price of a unit price for a 1 unit. So then based on the capacity that you can purchase the units. For example, maybe a person will purchasing 5 units. Yeah, units පහක් නම් කීයද? 1000 into 5. So your investment is 5000. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් unit එකක් මීට වඩා price එකකින් වැඩි. මම මේ example එකක් කිව්වා. හරි. දැන් මොකද කරන්නේ? So once you investor, so the lot of people will be investing and they will be able to collect the total fund. So once they collected the total fund, they will be doing what? They will be creating an investment portfolio. Why? Because they need to provide you, I would say, a return. In order to provide that return based on this 1 million, they will be investing in different sectors. Because it's a risk for them if they just invest in a one single investment method. අපි හිතමු මේ 1 million ඔක්කොම කියලා share market එකේ invest කරා කියලා. අන්න එහෙනම් එතනදී ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒ share market එක loss වුණොත් එතනදී පොඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා. හරිද? right. ඒ නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ මේක shares වල එතනින් පස්සේ real estate වල government securities මේ විදිහට options කීපයක මේගොල්ලෝ මේක invest කරනවා. So then they will be able to invest. හරි. ඉතින් ඔන්න ඔය විදිහට. So because why? They have a special group of people who has a very good knowledge in investments. So then they will take care of this fund. So what we had to do, we had to just purchase the units and they'll be giving you a return at the end of the year. So that's about the unit trust management companies. So let's see that a unit trust is an investment fund that has been raised through a sale of units to investors. Guys, so please highlight sale of units to investors. The funds thus collected are deposited in an investment portfolio. Investment portfolio can a collection of assets by professional fund managers. The returns generated are distributed among the investors on the unit price of the unit trust. The unit trust consists of 3 parties, guys. So shall we complete the 3 parties? එනම් මේකේ පළවෙනි part එක අපි කියන unit trustee කියලා. දෙවෙනි එක fund management company, and also we have unit holders or investors. Right, guys, so please complete that. And for the unit trust, there has to be a detailed explanation, so which I'll take you to the next week with the time limitation. So make sure you refresh your knowledge. So go through from the beginning, and probably next week we can complete this lesson, and then we can move to the past paper discussion. So I hope we have the past paper to you as well. So then from next week onwards, you can start working on that. So then we'll be discussing set of papers as well. So thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you with the next session. Thanks.